Welcome to AstroEnergy with astrologer angel Shelley Overton. Hello and welcome to the AstroEnergy show on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Shelley Overton and I sure hope you can hear me because my headset, which is brand new, is not working. And so I'm having a little bit of a difficult time getting on air. So hopefully you can hear me. If you can, if you're listening, please go into the chat room and let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to text in there too real quick. Can you hear me? Question mark. Anyway, can you? Whoops. Anyway, let's just see how that goes before I try and figure out another way. Anyway, today, we're getting really close to the Mercury retrograde, and as you can tell, things are a little wonky. So I have a headset. It's a brand new headset. It's like literally less than a month old. And I just hooked it up and it's not working, which I do not necessarily believe that it is the fault of the headset. I do believe it's probably the responsibility of Mercury retrograding. We are in the shadow period now. So we've got, and not only that, we've also got today Moon in conjunct at 9 degrees Taurus to 9-degree Mars-Saturn conjunction, which is in the same degree, not quite the same minute, but in the same degree in the chart. So let me just check real quick here. Anyway, I hope everybody can hear me. Hang on one second. I'm going to take a call, see if maybe they can. 651, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. I can hear you through my computer, but is it very clear?
Oh, not through the headset?
Pardon me?
You can't hear me through your headset? You can hear me through the computer?
I cannot hear you through my headset, which is a problem. But anyway, and I tried to use my phone, and of course, I'm having difficulty with Skype on my phone because I use Direct Connect on the show. So, but, I will turn it up. Hang on one second. I'll turn it up a little bit, and maybe I can hear you better through.
I can hear you well. You can barely hear me.
You can hear me well? Okay, awesome. No, I'm just more concerned about everybody hearing me. So if you give me Okay, wonderful. Well, then my microphone's working. It's just not running. The reverse is not going through my headset so I can hear you. Although I do hear you through the computer. So I'm going to use that. But if you have a little patience, I'm going to do the beginning of my show, and then I'll get to you in about 15 minutes. Is that okay?
That's great. I have plenty of patience.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda, thank you so much. I'm so happy you can hear me. That really, it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad you called in today. So thank you. And a little patience, and we'll get right to you, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, so going back to what's going on in the sky, obviously, I've been hit kind of hard just personally with this particular aspect because I started doing yoga, which, of course, we've got the sun in Virgo now at 0 degrees. It just went in. Let me just look here at my chart. The sun went into Virgo, I think it was Sunday. It's not showing it. I've got to research it, and you probably don't want to hear me looking for when it went in. But it's at 0 degrees, so I don't know why I'm not seeing it very clearly on this. It's got every other aspect in here. Sun, where are you? Nope, it's not showing me. It's usually, okay, I know because I'm a week earlier. There you go, sun in Virgo on Monday. It went in yesterday. Oh, my gosh. And that's another thing. So I'm a Virgo. I have 4 planets in Virgo, and now we have the sun in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Jupiter in Virgo, and Mercury in Virgo, which is about to go retrograde in 2 degrees. So it's a lot. And not only are all 4 planets in Virgo, the North Node's in Virgo, the South Node is in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces, which can be very dreamy energy and not. It's the complete opposite of the detail-minded Virgo. So it can make us feel a little out of touch with things mentally. And then we have Mars, Saturn conjunct squaring the nodes as well right now, and then also in conjuncting the moon. So all that energy is a lot to deal with right now specifically because they're all kind of at odds with each other, but they're touching on communications, they're touching on health, they're touching on taking action, education. My daughter is in school. She got her computer. I think I mentioned that a week or two ago. She was going back to school, and Orlando is a test ground for computers in the school in the state. And so they're getting away from books and going straight to computers. And of course, they have things in place if the kids drop their computer or lose their computer or something happens. You can replace it one time, and then you have to pay. Well, the first time I think is $10, and then after that you have to pay like $100 to replace the computer. But starting the school year with all these educational aspects and detail versus higher education, Sagittarius. Today is like one of the most stressful days. Today and tomorrow are going to be probably peak stress days for school, education, transportation, travel, and communication can be thrown in there. I know with the moon in Taurus, it's also going to affect our possessions, possibly money, our sense of security around money and finances. And so getting back to what was going on, I decided that I wanted to do this online yoga video because it's so hot here, I can't go walking. And that's my normal workout routine. So I started this yoga, and yesterday, I don't know, I've done it about 11 times. I think I'm the 10 or 11 times I'm on that number of video. And yesterday I did a pretty good workout. I felt really good about it. And, I was feeling looser. I was able to move my hips wider. And today, or actually starting last night, I feel like I pinched a nerve or something smacked me in the lower back because of this. And I know I pushed myself too hard. And so now I'm paying the price. But that kind of thing can happen. I'm in a little bit of pain today in my lower back, and then my hips are starting to feel a little bit. But I took an Advil, and my medicine cabinet, being the holistic Virgo that I am, is mostly herbs with the exception of painkillers, which I probably should start looking into, like white willow bark and getting some of that for painkillers. But I still use Advil. I'm still, that's the one pharmaceutical over the counter that I use. So the point is that we're going to push ourselves. I mean, Virgo is a worker. It's going, going, going. Sagittarius is also very much of an action-based energy. It's fire, so it wants to move forward. And Mars wants to take action. And so that combination of planets right now, we are basically at a point where we're going to strong arm something, and we're going to try and force things when we maybe shouldn't force it. So know that energy is out there. And then the other side of it is today, and throughout the course of September, we have this energy squaring, and so we're not getting where we want to go on some level, or it's not the detail that we want. That Mars Saturn really, like I said, just wants to force it, but Virgo wants the details to be just so. So we can be more finicky. We can hold stress and energy in our lower intestines, in our gut, and that can cause, upset, stomach upsets, and it's stress. We can hold stress there in the stomach. So just be aware of that. Like the health issue is pretty strong just because Sagittarius is very connected to exercise and nature and the body and movement of the body. And Virgo is connected to health and hygiene and things of that nature. So, just be a little bit more cautious around eating places. I know that I had some food this week that wasn't exactly agreeing with me. It wasn't off the hook, but it definitely was like, I shouldn't have eaten that. And I know my sister had the same issue, and she's a Gemini. So Gemini squares Virgo and also opposes Sagittarius and squares Neptune and Pisces. So Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini are pretty much the ones taking the direct hit from this energy right now. Now, Gemini and Pisces are in positive aspect to the moon. So you've got sextiles going on there, and also Neptune is conjunct your sun with Pisces, but Neptune is still squaring your sun with Gemini. So Those are the four energies that we're feeling. The other thing is, interestingly, just as an aside, I am an artist, as you may have known, since I talk about it occasionally on the air. And I took a part-time job teaching art yesterday, and that is all in alignment with all this energy around education as well. So things definitely are popping and moving and shifting. The Mars conjunct Saturn means that we are going to see that responsibility and ownership. So it is in everything that is Martian, which can be advertising, it can be marketing yourself, it can be taking action in emergency situations. So it rules, the police, firefighters, things like that. So they're wanting to take more action. And then Saturn is ownership of that need to take action. So while it can be really stressful for Mars coming up on Saturn, it is also strengthening that endurance and strengthening your muscles and giving you a direction on how to deal with it and deal with things. I've just noticed it's 11:11 where I'm at, so make a wish. I'm going to take that action. I'm making a wish right now. So let's see what else we have here. So Venus is at 22 Virgo, Jupiter's at 26, and Mercury is at 26. So Venus is within conjunction to Jupiter. So Venus is the feminine energy, feminine nature. Again, it can be people of purity. So like I would put the Pope under Virgo because I would also put Mother Teresa there. She was a Virgo, but that energy is the nun or the healer, someone who is in a service capacity and has the imagery of being pure. Conjunct Jupiter, which again rules Sagittarius, is about action, expansion. So Venus conjunct Jupiter can also mean that it is time to really own your feminine nature and the desires you have around healing and education and understanding things about the growth of the self and the feminine side of the self. And then Mercury being there also next to Jupiter, we're having a communication of those energies. And it's going to be a little bit harsher about communicating the desires because Venus is desire, Jupiter is very blunt, and Mercury is usually analytical and critical, and he's about to go retrograde going back over Jupiter. So it's going to be a bit of war of words going on right now. And then there's going to be the detail-minded side of Virgo battling out the let's just push it until something pops energy of Mars and Sagittarius, or Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius. We do have a trine to Pluto. Venus is moving away from an exact trine to Pluto, but of course the Sun will be moving into a trine with Pluto around, let's say I would say around the 3rd or 4th of September, because it's 15 days in. So when the Sun gets to 15 degrees, which is 15 days from now, so I'm guessing, yeah, that's right around the 4th or 5th of September, we'll have a Sun square, or excuse me, Sun trine Pluto, which is going to mean that Earth energy is going to be stronger and we're going to really feel more grounded and like we are finally getting some land legs. And so, it's just going to be a stronger energy around manifestation of tangible goods and tangible things in our world. And when Mars, I mentioned this last week, when Mars gets past Saturn, which is in the next couple days, he's kind of running free until he hits Capricorn, which is the end of September. So he's going to basically be moving through Sagittarius, still wanting to take action, but not answering to Saturn anymore until he hits Saturn's sign of Capricorn. So we're going to have a little more freedom for those few weeks through September of our actions. It can also mean that we're not that society, people in general, behaviors are not getting taken to task for things that have happened, that they're falling through the cracks, or they actually are, just really beyond law or responsibility for what they're saying, because right now is the peak moment of getting that responsibility for what's going on. And then afterwards, we have that time before he hits Saturn, Capricorn, Saturn energy again. And so he's really just going to run free and run loose. So we'll probably see more things that are, like wild lies and things that people are not owning during that time, actions being taken that people are not having to answer for. So it's going to be kind of double-edged. We'll be a little bit freer to do all the things that we've been wanting to do without any repercussions, but the repercussions are coming. They're just not coming for a few weeks. So that doesn't mean that what we do are necessarily going to get a harsh roadblock come that time. It just means that whatever actions you take, know that you need to act in integrity and not act, in your without regard for the consequences. Try to keep it a little bit more subdued. But this energy can be bipolar, and that means that one minute we can feel a certain way, and the next we can be completely different. So know that that's out there. I'm going to run through the energy real quick coming up in the week. So tomorrow we have Mars conjunct Saturn directly, exact degree, exact minute at 7:26 a.m. Eastern, 4:26 Pacific. Coming up the same day, later on the same day at 10:12 in the evening, we have Venus conjuncting Chiron, which means there could be some, opposite. I'm sorry, I misread that. Opposing Chiron. So there could be some energy around women or mothers who are getting irritated at something that's going on, probably details, probably cleaning and something around the house. I'm looking at that going, yep, that's probably my daughter leaving things. So we're also going to have the energy close to Neptune because Chiron's just past Neptune. So there's some ideal that is not being met, and there's a battle between the dreamy, idealized version of something and details surrounding an opposing opinion, and they're both women. It's probably going to be some type of head butting, but it's Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So it's something that is coming out that needs to be healed. And if it's in the headlines between women, it's going to be something in the news that really had to come out so that we can move on and heal from it. So Mars, Saturn squares, Sagittarius squares Neptune exactly in California Pacific time at 11:56 on Thursday and at 2:56 a.m. on Friday morning. So Mars squaring Neptune, again, taking action that really is against, it's what I see this energy as being is Mars is wanting to do its own thing. It's still frustrated. It's been up against Saturn, and then it immediately afterwards, that's 9 degrees. As soon as it gets past Saturn, it squares Neptune. And Neptune is the oceans. Neptune is the collective feminine. Mars and Sag is highly masculine. So we're going to have something probably coming out Thursday night to Friday around men versus women. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something political between Hillary and Donald, because that is highly significant of that energy. And world news, something around women and men in world news because of Sagittarius influence versus Pisces, which is the collective karma, and also energy of foreign affairs. So there could be something going on, men versus women in foreign affairs or foreign soil or, international news. We have Venus conjunct Jupiter on Saturday at 6:29 p.m. Eastern. I'll let you do the translation. So Venus conjunct Jupiter. So that is the energy where we really feel more positive and optimistic that we're actually finally getting heard. We're able to teach people, teach the lessons. The lessons are there. They're going to be taught. The energy around opposition, we're going to be over some of that after the direct square to Neptune, which is Thursday. And then 2 days later, we have something that is more positive. It's more optimistic, and the outlook is better. So it's women. It's about purity, health, the gender. It's about teaching. It can be about travel because Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury does like to get out and about. So there could be some positive news coming from another source, from a woman's source, a feminine source, or some educational news that's positive coming on Saturday. And then Sunday we have Mercury conjunct Venus. So again, getting the words done, wrapping up the old story about not being able to be heard and not having your voice heard. That's pretty strong. And that straddles over the 28th to Monday the 29th. 29th, it'll be Eastern Time Zone, 28th Pacific. And then just some moon aspects. There's going to be a trine between the moon in Leo and Saturn on Monday next week. And so that'll be some positive action around relationships and friendships moving forward with some type of creative endeavor. So that'll be a really good time. And I have one in particular in mind, thinking, well, that might actually be a good time for that. Let me see, what else was I going to do? I was going to talk about career. Okay, so career today is the topic. And so to find your life purpose and your career, I'm sure I've talked about this in past shows, but we're going to go over it again because, some people are new and not everybody always hears the information. And so we're going to just give a little overview of that before we take the calls. And, I wanted to also mention, if you're listening and want to have a call, a question answered, press 1 on the dial so that I know that you want me to talk to you. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're listening to the show. And if you do want to call in and get a reading today, the number is 347-994-3365. And since I've moved the show to the mornings, I have fewer callers, but we still have a lot of listeners throughout the week. We just don't have as many callers, so it's not as competitive to get your reading. But you have to call in early. So, early time-wise in the day. Okay, so career and life purpose. So when I look at a chart for life purpose, I'm looking at where your Saturn is, where your Mars is, where your Sun is, because the Sun is the ego and your sense of self. And sometimes I look at Neptune because that is where you have an idealized view of things and you have an intuitive way of looking at life and what you bring in from spirit. So technically, Saturn and the 10th house in the chart, which is where noon would be on a clock, that's the position of your midheaven and the cusp for your life purpose and career house-wise. And then Saturn is the planet for career. And also you can have some career energy around Capricorn, which is the ruler of the 10th house. And also Saturn rules Capricorn. So when you look at your chart, you'll look at where the Saturn is, which house it's in, which sign it's in, and what connection it has to the other planets. And then you can find more information out by how you take the action on that, or what your drive is, where your drive is, because it's great to have a life purpose, but if you don't have drive to back it up, you're not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot. So you want to see where that drive is at. And so Aries energy, it is, ruled by Mars. So that is a ton of action, a ton of drive towards the self. So it's a great energy of self-promotion, but it's also the sign that likes war and blood and aggression and assertiveness because it is a masculine energy. So it is that traditional, stereotypical masculine energy as well. And taking action in a sexual way, in a contrast and aggressive, and I say aggressive because there is an aggressiveness to it, but it is also assertive. It is being able to move and take action easily without thought for the details necessarily. And so when we have Saturn there, those are life purposes that revolve around, in a positive sense, the emergency workers, police officers, taking some type of action. It could be war, so it could be your life purpose is in the military, and it is self-promotion. So it can be marketing, it can be sales. It is seen very strongly as an energy of sales. And traditionally, if you have Saturn in Aries, you're going to be much more concerned about getting your needs met as opposed to others, unless you have other signs that are supportive of it in the helping planets and the helping signs. So like today we have Mars conjunct Saturn. Anybody born today going to have a strong drive in fire energy, and there will be a lot of self-interest because of the Mars energy. But there's also going to be a drive to connect to other cultures, and it's going to be a wanderer. So if you know somebody who's had a child recently with this approach, even I know a couple babies born within the last month, they're going to have a really strong first probably 20 years, 20 around 20 or 30 years of just this intense drive towards wanting to be on the move, on the go. They're going to probably have some ADHD just because that energy is about expression and physical impatience. So we're going to see that. But also Aries energy. So the fire signs, they're more driven to do and create in a physical sense and get it done. So that's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And I'm probably going to have to combine some of these at this point just because we're running late in the show. So then Taurus and the earth signs are, the energy of them is more in the material physical world. So they are looking to create something tangible in the physical realm, something around money or objects or leaving a legacy or having something tangible, like Virgo specifically is about healing. So it's kind of a conceptual energy, but the healing energy of Virgo is translated through life purpose as doctors, medicine. It can be military, militia, organizations of structure and administration. It can be, secretaries and helpers behind the scenes, even food workers if there's a strong energy around the moon in Virgo, something like that. And then Taurus energy is about money, finances, the structure of that in the tangible physical world, possessions, making things happen in your world around beauty and, all the Venus-Venusian pursuits, which are money, possessions, and beauty, and art. It can be artistic and creative. So if you have Saturn in Taurus, you could also be an artistic person. And then Capricorn energy is more about the actual organizational structure and having connectedness to the elderly and to tradition. So your career path might take you along those lines. Let's see. Okay, so Gemini, third house is about communications, and your life purpose can revolve around being in the spotlight in some sense, the charisma of that energy of Gemini, but having multiple careers, more than one, because Gemini is the twin. So you're this way and you're that way. You need to have that constant stimulation. It's a very strong mental energy, and concepts are big for you. You can be creative. You can be vocal, verbal. It can be music. It can be broadcaster. It can be blogger, vlogger, talker, anything electronic, anything communicative. Transportation, you could be a driver, a truck driver, anything like that. And your life purpose may revolve around that. Not every life purpose has to be something that is in alignment with like this profound overarching thing that touches many lives. It can be someone who is a mechanic, working on cars and helping other people get their cars up and moving. It can have anything to do with transportation. So, vendors in automotive industry, things like that. Teachers are really big with this. Anyone who is thinking of doing something with animals, small animals, reptiles, that's covered under Saturn and Gemini. And so let's see, water signs, Cancer, Saturn in Cancer is going to be someone who is affected more with the home, wants to work out of the home, someone who may be responsible for a mother, as a mother. Even if you have a planet, I have Saturn in the house of home and family, and it's in the sign of Pisces, but it's around home and family, and I have a strong calling. I've always had a strong calling towards being a mom and having a beautiful home. So domestic things, baking, sewing, tending the house, tending gardens, anything along those lines. And earth signs are really good with gardening as well. And Sagittarius is also the landscaper of the zodiac too, if you are thinking about that. Nature, outdoors, sports, action, things like that. So let's see, we've got Scorpio and Pisces. I think and Libra, we haven't done all the air energies either. So I should probably back up then. So hold on one second while I clear my throat. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, so Libra is going to be about relationships. Again, it's all air energy. It's conceptual. And so it's about the idea of love. It's going to be an energy where you're committed to others. You're committed to social work or love, marriage, therapy, counseling, guidance of some sort, even if you're doing it for your church. and you're an elder in the church, you can do that. It can be around love. It could be a matchmaker, and it can be partnership. So if you have Saturn in Libra, you're looking for a partner because they ground you, and it's part of your life purpose. It's how you came into this world. It's what you want to learn. So, and then Aquarius energy is about community and connection to the masses, the whole. It's intellect, intellectual ideas, concepts. Weather, you could be a weatherman, a meteorologist. It is humanitarian, so you could travel the world. You could be with the Peace Corps. You could be a teacher on some level because it is a highly curious, stimulated, intellectual, and conversational energy. So you can be someone who brings teaching to the workplace or connects groups of people in the workplace. It is money from career, so you could end up, it's investments. It could be something that connects to electronic investments, or there's such a broad range of things that Saturn and Aquarius could do, but they all tend to work towards a collective good. So it could be a union worker or a union boss, anything that has to do with collective and union and community. Then we've got, let's see, I've covered that. Leo, I've talked about, again, that's storytelling or drama, actors, leaders, royalty have strong Leo in their charts. And so if we could get that gig, that would be awesome as a life purpose, right? And let's see, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Scorpios are detectives. They seek to heal therapists, psychologists, lawyers, getting to the heart of the matter, getting deep down. Any kind of Scorpio energy is going to open you up and give you a broader sense of what motivates people and what goes on behind the scenes. It connects to the underworld. It connects to the occult. It could bring you into that realm. You could be a medium. You could be what did I say? Did I say the mafia? I did. Anything with the hidden, things that are hidden, or information that's needing to come out. CIA, detectives, people who are behind the scenes in military, all of that. Government workers, it rules law, it rules politics. So anyone in the government, another broad area under Scorpio. It's ruled by Pluto, so it's major life changes. You may have more than one career in your lifetime, but it's usually one at a time that you're passionate about. But when you have transits, you're going to make a major life change. So you'll see that with Saturn and Scorpio. Okay, let's see. We did Sagittarius. They are travel agents would be good under that. Professors, someone, I know a lot of vloggers, people who have YouTube channels who go all around the world and travel, and they actually were a generation. A lot of the ones I see are that kind of Pluto and Sagittarius generation, or Uranus, Neptune in, well, it wasn't Neptune in Sagittarius. That was, I don't think that was as recent. That was probably, well, the 80s. So yeah, I guess the 80s people had Pluto and Scorpio, but the ones who have Pluto and Sagittarius are the ones who were born around 97, 98. So they're coming up on their 20s. They're going to be a generation of travelers. We already see that. There are a lot of, I see that a lot in that generation with the vlogging and with, career choices. There's a lot of travel. And let's see, so Capricorn, again, they're elderly, structure. They're the ones who run organizations and businesses that are tangible, bricks and mortar. And Saturn and Taurus could also be your bankers, too. I didn't mention that. Bankers and stock market brokers, things like that. And that leaves Pisces. So Saturn and Pisces, they rule the realm of the unknown, of the metaphysical. They are also good with photography, poetry, art. And so any careers in life purpose in those areas, that's what you're going to see. You're welcome to call me if you have any interest in finding out what your true life purpose is. You also have the positions of the other planets, as I mentioned before, and they can color how you do it. And I'll just give you an example of my chart. So I have a ton of stuff in the home and family. I have all my Virgo planets are in the 11th house of Aquarius, which is astrology. But it's also money from career through astrology. But I have Aquarius ruling my house of home and family. And in that house, I also have partial Pisces energy, which is where my Saturn at 0 degrees Pisces falls. So my Saturn at 0 degrees Pisces is retrograde, which means most of my life it has been in the end degrees of Aquarius, which rule astrology. But it's also in the house of home and family. So I am strongly gravitating toward, I always have gravitated towards working out of the home and working for myself, which Aquarians do. So if you have Saturn in Aquarius, you're going to have your own business because it's a sign of the entrepreneur. It's also the scientist. And so there are a lot of, there's just so many. If you have any interest in finding out more about your career, please give me a call because I love looking at charts and I love uncovering that. You know, I've got a Pluto in Virgo also. So Pluto up there is really great at helping get to the heart of the matter and look at the psychology of the situation. So anyway, I think that's all for now. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then I've got some callers, and I'm so excited to talk to you. We're going to talk to them here in a minute.
In these days of stress, running around, responsibilities, we all need a little place to go to make it all better. Is that place sports, football, or maybe you like to garden, paint, or just listen to music? Wherever your happy place is, you can find a shirt or mug to reflect that happy place. At myhappyplace.rocks, we have a variety of lifestyle products, including iPhone cases, pajamas, and pet items, all with beautiful, colorful designs, which help us go to our happy place. Stop by on the web for great gift ideas for others and yourself. myhappyplace.rocks. Lenny Pickett appears courtesy of Random Act Records. Check them out at randomactrecords.com.
Okay, I'm back. My name is Shelley Overton, and I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. And you can get me at astrologerangel.com. And you can also hear me every week on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. here on Blog Talk. And also, I wanted to let you know that I have a website that I just posted, I think a couple weeks ago now, but it has all sorts of T-shirts and other items with astrology designs on them for your sun sign. So if you want to check that out, it is astroart.net. So anyway, check it out because there's some cute designs, and I would love to get some feedback too. If you look at it and have an opinion, please do call me or text me or go on Facebook. I have Facebook under Astrologer Angel and AstroEnergy Show, and go over there and check those out too. So, okay, let's take our first call. So our first call has been so patient and waited since the beginning of the show and helped me. So, Linda, is this you?
Yes, it is.
Yay, hi. I hope I'm probably going to get a little bit of an echo from you because you're coming up on my computer because I'm having electronic trouble, of course, with my headset. So I can hear you. I hope there isn't an echo too bad for you, but my mic may pick up your voice through the computer, which can make it a little bit echoey, unfortunately. There's nothing I can do about that today. So maybe I wonder if I turn it down a little bit. Maybe. Nope, then I won't hear it. Okay, never mind. So what can I do for you?
I'm not hearing an echo from you.
Okay, good.
And I'm not hearing an echo when I speak either.
Okay, good.
One of my curiosities right now is I have a 45th class reunion on September 17th.
Okay.
So I'm wondering what that looks like.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Are you having something that you want to come from it? Like meet a special someone or anything like that?
Well, that would be nice. I'm always open to meeting that special someone.
Okay.
It's funny. I was looking through the list of people who are registered there, and yeah, it's interesting, some of the names. And then it's interesting going through the names because I had a large graduating class. So it's interesting going through the list of names that are missing and the ones that are in memoriam and all that stuff. So
yeah, I had a large one too. I totally understand. I was kind of a different person in high school, more to myself, not as, I was Virgo. But anyway, getting out there. Absolutely, the planets look really good. Honestly, Jupiter literally goes into the sign of marriage and partnership on the 9th of September. So just a week, 8 days before, Jupiter is in Libra. You have a 9-degree Libra sun. So Jupiter is within 8 degrees of your sun, which is good. And it's in your house of marriage and partner. Well, not marriage and partnership. It's in the sign of marriage and partnership in the house of commitment, which is really good. And let's see what else. Mercury is a little retrograde, so that's really good for going back over possibilities and meeting people again from the past. And Neptune is also retrograde right on the cusp of your house of love, which is the second house ruled by Taurus and Venus. So definitely there's some strong energy around meeting someone from the past. Let's see what else you have here. Sun opposite Chiron. Do you have somebody, there may be some connection to someone who hurt you in the past, like a past love or a boyfriend? So that's a possibility too.
Yeah, there's only but I don't know the past love that hurt me in high school. I don't know that he'll be there because he was a year or two ahead. But I think he did marry somebody from my class.
Interesting.
Sure,
well, he might
be
there. That's so
he might be there.
Wild.
But I don't remember the gal. I don't remember the gal's name that he married, or if he's even still married to her.
Right.
Who knows?
Well,
but there is fascinating. Like one of the fellows that's going to be there. I mean, he is married, but he and I were sweethearts in high school, so it'll be fun to see him again. But then there's other names that I go, oh, I remember interacting with you some. But yeah, I was. Well, I'm a Libra, but I wasn't. I was like I had a friend like in each of the cliques. But I wasn't.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Cliques. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I probably, I'm not going to tell you which one I was in, but I definitely had friends in all of them. But Jupiter looks really good for finding commitment, and what Jupiter's doing for you over the course of the next year, because you have everything in Libra. You have Sun, Neptune, Mercury, and Saturn in Libra. And you have transiting Venus at 22 Libra that day on top of your natal Neptune, which is dream and ideal. And it's a good position just outside the house of commitment because, like the way I read it, the house after the one that it represents actually brings it about. You go through the issues of commitment, and then when the planets finally leave that house, then it's free to actually give you what you've desired. And since Venus will be there for, most of the month up until then, for you, you're going to have that Venus on your sun. You may even meet somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if you meet somebody before then as well. But it is a good opportunity for you to meet someone. And I'll tell you another reason why is because people you're meeting in your class reunion are all born around the same time you are, which means that the opportunity to have people who are more compatible to your chart is strong. So that's really awesome. And then you have the Venus on your Neptune, and then you have Mercury, Saturn right after. So Venus is going to transit right over. I got chills all over for that. So, and not only that, I just realized too, once Venus gets out of your house of commitment, it's in the house of higher education, which is what this is a reunion. And so Venus on Neptune rules the past and karma and, going to the past. So, yeah, there's a lot of energy coming around that.
It'd be a perfect weekend for a reunion.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so, I would say you have a lot of possibilities. The only thing that looks kind of questionable might be the Mars at 23 Sagittarius, and he's squaring Chiron. And, Mars can be like acting up, and it's also in the sign of Sagittarius, which is also high school. It rules that house. But it is in positive aspect to Venus at that time, so that's a good thing. I mean, he could be squaring some because he's in a wide square to your natal Mars, so there could be somebody. I would categorize Mars that day as somebody who is like boastful or more giving you attention that you don't want sexually, like get away from me, I'm not interested in you kind of thing from someone. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to meet somebody who's good for you too, because Mars is also a positive aspect to your Venus, or to the Venus in the sky in your Neptune that day. It's exactly sextile, which is to the degree 60 degrees apart, which is a positive energy aspect. And I think probably out of all the aspects besides conjunctions, my favorite for positive cooperative energy. So I would say, yeah, Venus sextile Mars that day on your Neptune, tremendous energy, especially with Jupiter just in Libra that day. It's going to be like, yep, you got a lot of opportunities at that meeting. So at that party.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you traveling? Because you got all that energy in Sagittarius with Mars there. Are you traveling away to it?
No, it's here. It's just a few minutes away. I just have to make sure that I can find a ride. So I'm trying to hook up with my girlfriend from junior high that lives in Iowa, and
wow.
And hopefully that works out, because I definitely will need a ride.
Well, that's the one other thing, too, with Mars and Sag, is you might meet someone who came in from out of town, and there could be a connection to someone from out of town. So there is that opportunity for potential, long-distance travel for a relationship. But Moon in Aries, there's going to be some a little bit of sexual tension going on with that, Moon in Aries. So
that might be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Anyway,
how do I?
So yeah, it looks good.
How do I send you an invite to my page? Do I go on your website, Astrologer Angel, and then click Facebook from there? Because if you have like pages, I can't send you an invitation.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you're wanting to like the page, or you're wanting to send me an invitation?
You asked me to send you an invitation to my fan page.
Right.
I don't know how about doing that.
Okay. Yeah. My. If you just like me as a person, Shelley Overton,
yes.
Astrologer Angel has a fan page, and AstroEnergy has a fan page, and then I think you can send a private message via that. You don't think you can?
I can't do private messages, because that part of Facebook isn't accessible to me as a blind person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, can you get me at Astrologer Angel? Not Astrologer Angel. You can email me there too. It's Shelley, SHELLEY at astrologerangel.com. You could send me that way too.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thanks for patience.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Okay. Let's just take another caller, shall we? Let's take 313. Hi, 313. How are you?
I'm greater than great. About yourself?
Good. Hey, how are you? I know you. I know that voice. Okay, I just got to find it. Robert. There you are.
I thought you said you were going to remember the 313 the last time I called in.
I know. Okay, so now I guess it'll have to be next. I don't know. All my planets are in Virgo, and I have Mercury in Virgo retrograde, and it's about to go retrograde. I cannot be responsible for my thoughts. You can be like, no. Anyway, sorry.
Virgo
I actually
season,
saw.
Matter of fact,
Pardon me?
The Virgo season starts today.
Yep. So, what do you want? What do you want? Sorry, I'm trying to hear you because again,
You can't hear me?
Well, I can hear you, but I can't hear you when I'm talking because I was talking over you. So, yeah. Tell me.
It's Virgo season, as our birthday is the same day.
Oh yeah. We are.
And Mercury retrograde got a hold of you already, huh?
17-degree Virgo sun. Yes, I know. We both have that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, what question would you like me to answer?
Something about my health. What do you see about my health?
Health? Oh my gosh, yeah, you too. Let's see what your health says. Oh, the moon's in Aries today. Taking action, that's physical, and it's also blood. So, interesting. Well, yeah, the moon is mom, and it's also, so it can be chest issues, blood issues, cardiopulmonary, and what else? You got Mercury going up there in Aquarius, which is, broken bones and things, little sprains and twists of the ankles. So do you have a specific health issue you want me to look into?
Yeah, something with my shoulders and my breathing.
Okay.
It's got to do with my alignment.
With your alignment. Okay, so that would be probably, it could be also Pluto. Pluto always has something to do with the bones, the structure of the skeleton. But let's see, Mars. Where's Mars? Mars just went into the third house. No, everything in your chart tells me it's something related to it is like chest area and pinched nerve. I'm thinking something along that lines.
So
because is that what you think it might be?
I can't tell because it's actually up under the shoulder blade, and I can feel it in front of my shoulder, like in the pec minor area, up in the shoulder and the chest, or up in the upper part of the chest.
Well, it also looks like a combination, and I'm getting a tear. That's what came to my mind. But there's Mars in Sagittarius, and it's in the third house. So Mars is action and physicality, like working out, and Moon right now coming up on your Saturn, which is owning and taking the responsibility for the actions. Again, physical. It's a physical exertion, and then it's the Moon, which rules like the middle area, like the chest area, and Mars is also in the third house, which is respiration and nerves. So to me, it looks like something that has to do with overexertion and nerves, and possibly a tear of the muscles, which is also the physical exertion part of it.
So now, let me ask you this: could that be from something? I think I did that, but that was like over 30 years ago, though.
It doesn't matter. I know somebody who's having like old injury, having to get surgery on the shoulder this month or next month. Same thing. It's overexertion from an injury, and then it's starting to come out right now. And that's Mars in Sagittarius is bringing it around. It's saying, hey, I'm here. So, yeah, that's the energy. So are you going to get it looked at?
I've been having it looked at for like the last 12 years. Nobody's ever actually found anything.
Have they done like MRIs?
MRIs, CAT scan.
Okay, well, I would suggest you find a good Reiki practitioner and get some Reiki. And you can also do the Reiki shares if you look it up in your area. Just type in. Well, you can do it on Facebook or Google, just, the town name and then Reiki share and see what comes up, because that's usually people get together and share for free the Reiki energy. And that can help it. I mean, it heals. But, the other thing, because I don't particularly know the psychological meaning of shoulder injuries, and if you believe that there is a reason for everything, I do. It relates to something in your life, so you've got to pay attention to that. And shoulder, generally muscles and skeleton issues are like up in there. I would say it's more about like taking action and owning that you want to move forward. And it wouldn't surprise me if it relates to that, because like if you think about metaphors that they use for shoulders, it's like everything's on my shoulders. I've got such a burden to bear. It's all right there, which is there may be a lot that seems to be riding on you right now, which can bring out those stressors. So, that's what I've got for you.
Sweet.
Well, it's good talking to you again. I'm going to look into that. Did you say you have a blog talk show? I wasn't clear as to what happened with that.
Yeah, you know what? It was a spur of the moment thing. I started another platform up, another show called Knowledges. And normally what I would do when I was doing one of the spirits, I would go on the show. I mean, before I go on, like, I'm always, I'm walking around, I'm relaxed, got to get my game face right, excited about the start. And then I get to the point, I get on there about 5 minutes before, I type on Facebook. I was going to set to give the call-in number, all that. This time I was like, I'm going to do a show. This would be the first one, and I messed around and got on there and just typed it and I'm going to go live in a minute, and didn't put no call-in number, no link.
Oh, no. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah.
I'll rectify that this coming Friday, though. Yeah.
Good. Well, send me the link or call in next week and we can give it, or you can give it now. It's called Knowledges. Is that what you said?
Knowledge is, yes. Knowledge with the letter S on the word
S.
on the end.
Okay.
And it's really honestly.
It's on.
I know it's not a word. It's on Blog Talk. I know
okay.
knowledge is not a word. I just like saying it.
No, it's
Speaking of this, you got a couple of minutes later on today?
Yeah.
I need some
multiple awareness.
Oh, man. Is actually a word?
No, I'm just saying that's what I would think it is.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought I was. You got a couple of minutes later on this morning? I need some help with some stuff on Blog Talk.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a few minutes? Give me maybe 10 minutes, and then I'll be on Skype. You want to just call through Skype?
I don't know how to.
Text me on Facebook, and I'll give you the information. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sounds good. I'll talk to you in a few. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take 818 if my computer will let me. There we go. 818, how are you? Hi.
Great. It's Diane from LA.
Hi, Diane.
And,
oh, my, let me get you here. Okay, Diane, where are you? I see you. There you are. Okay, gotcha. Wonderful.
Oh, I'm so happy. Do you see, you're talking about career changes or new careers. Do you see me with a career at this stage in my life, something different coming up?
Well, yeah, I think there's definitely a change coming. You've got Saturn and Jupiter, or what did I say? Saturn in Libra, and Jupiter's going into Libra, so it's going to be hitting your Neptune and your Saturn, which is going to create the drive. And you got Uranus at the midheaven in your house of career, which is a shift and change in career. So definitely I see if you want it, yes, there is an opportunity. So
if I want
Jupiter,
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter's going to trigger it by the end of the year because he gets really far into the sign of Libra, which is where your Neptune and your Saturn are exactly at 22, both of them in Libra, and so they're at the exact same degree this year. He'll get there, just almost. He gets there at the beginning of next year. So he is going into your house of home and family because that cusp is 14 degrees. But he'll get into your home and family house late November. So there will be some shifts and changes around that. And then next year, the majority of next year, you're going to be kind of ramping up towards it, but I don't think it'll probably manifest completely until after Jupiter hits it the second time. So it's going to be, well, let me see, 1, 2, it doesn't quite get there. So you need it to actually go retrograde and get direct again. So next year at the end of I can't believe this. It's so funny, I have an ephemeris and I marked the pages. And the years are going so fast, it feels like I've already gotten into 2017, but I haven't. Anyway, January, he actually gets, so he is going to hit that in January. Let's see what day. Let's see, it's 22 degrees, 2 minutes and 44. So you're going to actually have him directly on your natal Neptune on the 7th of January, which is at 22 and 2 minutes.
Okay.
January. Nope, 2017.
Okay.
And Jupiter at 22 degrees and 2 minutes will be on the 10th of January, actually 10th of January. And then he will touch 2244, which he won't even touch until the 21st. So on the 21st of January, you'll have him directly on your Saturn. And everybody probably heard the British lady tell me I have 90 seconds left in the show.
So are you, real quick, are you saying that I have a chance for a brand new career if I choose to in the beginning of the year? And it would be successful, do you see?
Oh, yeah.
And do you see it in writing possibly? Could it be in writing or?
Oh, yeah. Libra, I always say, Libra, this is my assignment. I don't know that I've ever read Libra rules books, but I do assign book. Hush up. I'm talking to the British lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Libra librarian and, in Liberty, Libra words are definitely associated. So I do associate books with Libra. So definitely if you're interested. And not only that, a couple other things is writing the career of writing, you right now have Virgo going, all the Virgo planets are going through your house of writing, and then it hits the second house from the writing house, which means manifestation of it, and then it's your Saturn in Libra. So definitely I see books in your chart if that's what you want to do. And on top of it, you have Uranus transiting in Aries, which is self-promotion, up in your house of career, and then he'll go into Taurus. Okay. So the people listening on hold will still have me, but everybody who's keyed in waiting for a call will hear me. But everybody else, thank you for the show. I'm going to take one more call after you, Diane. But yeah.
Okay.
It looks like definitely in the next 2 years, it's really strong. Over the course of the first part of next year, you're going to have the first hit to your Saturn, then you're going to have a second hit in February, and then you'll get the next one later on in the summer, and that'll be the final one, and that'll be the shift. Okay?
Oh, love you. Thank you so much. What a
You're
great
welcome.
morning. You're good. Bye, doll.
Okay. My pleasure. Let me see. I've lost my mouse. I can't even hang up the phone. Where the heck did my mouse go? Oh, my gosh. This is horrible. So I can't get to the next person without. Okay, thanks. Well, I can't end the show because I have no way to click. Let me see what I've got here. And I can't even answer my phone calls. I'm so sorry. Where are you, mouse? Come back to me. Okay, well, I think I have managed to finish this without being able to connect. I don't know why. Let me see if I can find it over here. Nope. Try different surfaces. It's not working. So, anyway, I think I'm going to have to pull the plug somehow on my computer to be able to shut off. So I apologize to my last callers, but please call in next week and call in early. I would love to talk to you, and thank you for listening this week. And that being said, have a good Mercury retrograde and back up your computers because you can see what happens. Okay, take care. Bye.